In 1904, Russia sought a warm water port on the Pacific Ocean for their navy and for maritime trade. Vladivostok was operational only during the summer, where Port Arthur, a navy base in Liaodong province leased to Russia by China, was operational all year. Since the end of the First Sino-Japanese War in 1895, Japan feared Russia's encroachment on its sphere of influence. Russia has demonstrated an expansionist policy in the Siberian Far East for the region of Ivan the Terrible in the 16th century. The Japanese government perceived a Russian threat to its strategic interest and chose to go to the war. After negotiation broke down, the Japanese Navy opened hostilities by attacking the Russian Eastern Fleet at Port Arthur, China, in a surprise attack. Tsar Nicholas too was stunned by the news of the attack. He could not believe that Japan would commit an act of war without a formal declaration and had been assured by his ministers that the Japanese would not fight.
An excellent fight.
So, Mr. Andrew, can you tell me why did they start the war?
Okay, so by the late 19th century, Japan had transformed itself into a modernized industrial state. The Japanese wanted to be recognized as equal with the Western powers, so Japan wanted to control Liaodong province. However, Russia refused to do so Japan decided to start the war.
Do you have any idea what the cost that Japan had?
The Emperor of Japan had 2 battleships severely damaged, 1 battleship slightly damaged, 1 protect cruiser slightly damaged, and 226 people killed and wounded.
My husband died. My son is taken to the war. I lost all my family members.
So, do you know what Russia did and what's the cost they took?
The Emperor of Russia had 1 battleship severely damaged, 5 battleships slightly damaged, 48 soldiers being killed, and 292 wounded. Several ships interned in neutral ports.
And so after the war, what happened then?
Because of all this cost, Japan and Russia had signed a treaty which is called Treaty of Portsmouth.
The Treaty of Portsmouth formally ended the 1904 to 1905 Russo-Japanese War. It was signed on September 5th, 1905 after negotiations lasting from August 6 to August 30. The Portsmouth naval shipment in Kelly, Maine, United States, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt was instrumental in the negotiations.
We think Japan should take control of the northeast area of China since we have more military power.
We don't think so. After Boxer Rebellion, people in China are strongly against you. Therefore, when Russia decided to send troops to China to protect that area.
We know you want a murder and acquisition in Northeast China. So what about letting the jurisdiction of these areas belong to China?
That's a good idea. Additionally, what about some outposts along the railway in our colonies?
Sounds good, but Russia can't be against the principle of the equal opportunities. Japan should have the rights to control the railway from Changchun to Yushan.
But the right belonged to us before. Okay, we won't interfere with any Japanese decision in that area. We give all restitution and leniency to Japan.
After the war ended, Japan took full control of Manchuria and Korea, making Japan the strongest country in East Asia, and the war further pushed the Russian Revolution in 1905. As a modern person in 21st century, I hope one day the world will be in peace.
The right belonged to us before.
I am pointing at this area right here, and I don't really know why, because I just teach physics. But because you guys asked me to do it.
哎，小心搁浅！哎，我靠！Go.
Now I'm an angry invader, and Ross is not. Now I am not going to laugh.
Shut up. 然后。 After the war